So we talked about that right before the podcast. You first got wind of this project when?
In 2018,
Okay.
a graphic designer created the project. It was just a pretty piece of paper, and they paid this graphic designer, several $1,000s to put this program together. And they just called local sign companies. I picked up the phone that day. I was a very new salesperson. I think I was either still training in sales, or I had just gone out on my own. And they called in, and I happened to be the one that answered the phone. And they said, well, we need somebody to build, a gateway sign for us. And to me, it was too good to be true and maybe in over my head. But I'm the type of person that will say yes, and I'll, fake it till I make it type thing. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to learn to swim. I started to meet with the whole design committee for this, Chamber of Commerce for Old Town. I was having weekly meetings with them. I was establishing this relationship, and we went out to bid, or they went out to bid, and I was the only company that actually put in a bid to build this. And this was in 2018. And we got the contract, and I started my permit process in 2019.
In 2024, you got your permit.
Mm-hmm. It was one of the most knowledgeable processes I've ever been in.
I couldn't even imagine. I'm trying to picture the tenacity, what it took for 5 years of the city permits. How many people did you choke out the city?
Several. If I could have, I would have. It was a nightmare in one sense. I learned a lot, and which has allowed me to, I see all these other projects coming in through integrated signs, and I know now how to handle them. Mm-hmm. I wish somebody had just simply said, you need to hire, a civil engineer, or you need to hire this person because you don't have the qualifications to do this yourself. About halfway through, when I learned that I needed to hire a civil engineer to do certain things, when I got them on the phone, he goes, you got this far on your own? I'm like, well, yeah, I just did what they told me to do. He goes, wow, you are immersed in this hell. I'm like, yeah, it's not fun. But I got through 11 different departments. I got through 8 of them on my own before I brought in my civil engineer. And it still took me 2 years after I brought in the civil engineer to get through the other 3.
So he really didn't help you. He didn't really speed that process up.
No, I just needed a civil engineer stamp. Since I'm not a licensed civil engineer, I needed somebody with a stamp on it.
Gotcha. So stamps.com next time.
Absolutely.
99 cents. We're just going to find that little rubber thing.
Yeah.
Hit it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.